evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, we'll hear about COVID-19 stimulus checks and stimulus scams. There are options to get your groceries without having to touch a buggy, and we'll find some positive things to talk about as well. With these stories, we'll be back in a moment with these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
We know that we're asking Americans to do a lot right now. So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible to this virus.
A question I often get asked is, why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
Social distancing is really physical separation of people.
It's what we refer to when we ask people to stay at least 6 feet apart.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, not going to theaters where there are a lot of people. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others who might actually be infected or infect you.
We all have a role to play in preventing person-to-person spread of this disease, which can be deadly for vulnerable groups. For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900. And now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit, or just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoes. We're gonna fit your style.
Welcome back. The Tennessee Department of Human Services has begun deploying emergency cash assistance to families whose income has been significantly hurt by the COVID-19 outbreak. Accessing dollars in the Temporary Assistance for Needy Family program. Currently, families can apply online for up to 2 months of assistance, with some families eligible for up to $1,000 a month. Those applying had to be employed as of March the 11th and had to have lost a job or experienced a 50% decline in earnings because of the impact of coronavirus. TDHS Commissioner Danielle Barnes said, quote, "We know the next few months are going to be a challenge for families across our state who unexpectedly lost a job through no fault of their own. The emergency cash assistance will provide families with the temporary resources they need to support themselves during what we hope will be a short time away from their jobs. Helping families through this emergency is how we continue building a thriving Tennessee," end quote. Families must include a child or pregnant woman, and they must have a valid Social Security number. A household of 1 or 2 people can receive $500 a month for 2 months. A household with 3 or 4 people can receive $750 a month, and homes with 5 or more people can receive $1,000 a month. These benefits are in addition to unemployment benefits an individual can access, and existing TANF customers are eligible for cash assistance as well. The TANF program is a federal workforce program that has amassed a surplus of $732 million. The stockpile has stirred controversy in the past, as families in need have not been able to utilize those dollars. Governor Bill Lee announced the use of TANF funds for addressing the damage from COVID-19 on March the 17th. Households can apply at tn.gov/human services and can expect to receive an approval or denial within 5 days. If they're approved, they can receive an electronic benefit transfer card within 5 to 7 days of approval by mail. They do not need to call the Department of Human Services for an interview to apply. As Coffee County residents try their best to adhere to government's recommendations to social distancing, one of the most difficult places that we're still required to go has opened up some options for consumers. Most grocery stores in the area now offer curbside pickup for your groceries and other items. You can shop for groceries via the grocery section on Walmart at walmart.com, or use the Walmart grocery app and fill up your cart online with food. Cleaning supplies, pet supplies, diapers, and more are also available. Check out and select a pickup time that works for you. Kroger's offers the same service, but unlike Walmart, they allow digital coupons. Publix and Food Line offer curbside pickup, but they are run by Instacart, a third-party service, and once the store processes your order, the stores no longer have any responsibility for your order or what the price might change to when items have to be substituted. One of our station producers, Philip Scoggins, saw his bill double and the groceries he used after he used Kroger's delivery service that is powered by Instacart. When Kroger was contacted about the price change, they told him that Instacart was responsible for the order once they are selected, and Instacart has not answered the email sent last week asking for an explanation or at least a receipt to view the charges. So make sure you know if your order is being handled by the store or a third-party company. Stay with us. More news is coming up in just a moment.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Tune in to Let's Talk Antiques for the only locally produced antique show in the area. Every week, David, Ronnie, Philip, and Howard bring you new topics about how to maximize your investments in collectibles. Whether that's Star Wars toys or cowboy movie posters, they cover it all. Show founder David Pennington has been featured on the History Channel's American Pickers and is well known for his knowledge of Coca-Cola memorabilia, vintage gas pumps, and all things cowboy related. That's Let's Talk Antiques, live Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on WMSR Radio, or watch our video replays on P-Head's Charter Channel 193, LightTube's Channel 6, or on our Facebook and YouTube channels. There's always a new find on Let's Talk Antiques.
Welcome back. For many U.S. taxpayers, the stimulus checks that are part of the $2 trillion economic stimulus package may help lessen the economic blow caused by the coronavirus pandemic. It's estimated that 9 in 10 U.S. households could qualify to receive an economic impact payment. Stimulus checks are expected to go out in 3 weeks, but not everyone will receive a complete payment, and some won't receive a stimulus check at all. The new economic stimulus law includes help for the unemployed and those with student loans knocked back by the COVID-19 disease, financial support for small businesses, and payments of up to $1,200 for qualifying individuals. The total amount of your stimulus check will be based on your adjusted gross income, or AGI, from your 2019 federal tax filing, or if you've not filed this year yet, your 2018 filing. The amount you'll receive will depend on your total income in 2019 or 2018. If you qualify, you'll receive one payment. Here's who qualifies. If you're single, U.S. resident, and have an adjusted gross income less than $90,000, if you file as the head of a household and earn under $146,500, if you file jointly without children and earn less than $198,000, a single U.S. resident must have a Social Security number and an AGI under $75,000 to receive the full amount of $1,200. That sum decreases as your adjusted gross income goes up. If your adjusted gross income reaches $99,000, you won't be eligible for the stimulus. Married couples filing jointly without children with an adjusted gross income below $150,000 will get a $2,400 payment, decreasing to zero at $198,000. For each child age 16 or younger in the family, parents will get a payment of $500. Older children and other dependents may not be eligible for a payment. Those people are not normally required to file a tax return, including low-income taxpayers, the senior citizens, Social Security recipients, some veterans, people with disabilities, or retirees will need to file a simple tax return to receive the payment. The IRS said, Secretary Munchin said, for those who don't have direct deposit set up but want to receive the payment electronically, the federal government will create an online system that will let you set up electronic payments so you get the money deposited directly into your bank account. The IRS said the online tool will be available in the coming weeks. For most, the federal government will automatically send your check to you electronically or in the mail. If you qualify, you have not filed a tax return for 2018 or 2019, or if you typically aren't required to file a tax return, the IRS said you'll need to file one to receive a payment. The IRS's coronavirus page will soon have instructions on how to file. Coronavirus stimulus scams are starting to show up, targeting people who are awaiting their stimulus check, who are working from home, who are just trying to stay healthy. I added in this week's April Fool's Day, and you need to be on guard against all kinds of scams and misinformation found online, in your email box, and even in your text messages. A recent release from FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center offers some solid advice on what to watch out for. The FBI advises that, quote, scammers are leveraging the COVID-19 pandemic to steal your money, your personal information, or both. Don't let them. Protect yourself and do your research before clicking on links purporting to provide information on the virus, donating to a charity online, or through social media, contributing to a crowdfunding campaign, purchasing products online, or giving up your personal information in order to receive money or other benefits, end quote. More news is coming up in just a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. We now bring you some lighter news with a question and answer segment from this year's Miss Tullahoma pageant.
If you woke up tomorrow and gained one ability or quality, what would you want it to be and why?
An ability that I would like to possess is the ability to provide education to children all over the world. Education is dear to me, and I'd love for everyone to have the same opportunities as we do here in the United States. Thank you.
How has your hometown experience shaped you as a person?
My hometown experiences has shaped me as a person because we are all so close together and I know I can count on anyone. Thank you.
What qualities should the winner of Miss Tullahoma possess?
All of us on stage here tonight are part of a long-standing tradition. Miss Tullahoma should possess qualities of true kindness and empowerment for each person she meets and pushing them to be the best they can be. Miss Tullahoma should have drive and ambition to accomplish every goal that she sets for herself. Thank you.
What do you believe we as a society should be teaching the children of tomorrow?
I believe we as society should be teaching the children of tomorrow that they are enough, that they are supported and loved, and they can achieve anything they set their mind to be. Thank you.
After Mayor Captain, I'm going to switch to the other side.
Yeah, let's switch that.
What are at least 3 pieces of advice you would give your 3rd grade self?
I would give my 3rd grade self advice about saying no is okay, and mistakes are to be learned from, and to always wash your hands. Thank you.
Scoot back a little bit. Yeah. What is the legacy you will leave behind at Tullahoma High School?
I think whether it's academics, athletics, community service, or the people you interact with every day, I want to leave the legacy to inspire and to empower all the ladies and the men around you, to teach them to change the world and to make a difference. Thank you.
If you had the opportunity to advise political leaders about the expectations of your generation, what are the 3 things you would discuss? And please explain.
I would discuss mental health because being healthy to yourself is very important, and education. Education is important whether you're going through trade school or college. Thank you.
Tell me about a time in which you had to be a strong leader.
The time I had to be a strong leader was in the past in my school. I saw that there was a difference between one group of people and the other group of people. It didn't mean that they were less or more than us to begin with, but I decided for me and my friends to get together and go have lunch with them every day to make them feel special, make them feel loved. And that was the time I had to be a strong leader. Thank you.
What positives and negatives can the use of cell phone and social media lead to?
I think a very big positive of social media is that it's a very big platform for everybody to kind of stand up for each other and get positive feedback from one another, just all around the world. But a negative, I think, is that people are constantly attached to their phones and there's a lack of face-to-face communication. Thank you.
Who has your most important role model been and why?
The most important role model in my life is my Nana. She's always taught me to be a strong person, to be a strong leader. I'm so thankful to have her in my life. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more News Leader.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Recently, Manchester Parks and Recreation Director Bonnie Gamble spoke with John Gray about resources they have available during social distancing and encourages all area residents to stay active even if they can't participate in group activities.
Give us the status of your facilities and what all's going on during this social distancing time.
Well, our recreation complex is closed, and especially per the governor's executive order number 17, but we are busy sprucing it up. My staff have been painting our indoor pool. We actually installed 8 new swim lanes for our swim team. Very cool, looking good. And so we're painting in the building. And also, I have a very talented staff. They are videotaping workouts for people. So if you get on our Facebook page, Manchester Parks and Recreation, or even on our website for the city, you'll see links to some workouts that we're doing. So we've done a yoga kind of stretch workout, and I know today they're going to be doing a sports conditioning for kids that you could do outside. I get to do the senior recording tomorrow, but you know, hey,
all right,
you got to take pride in what you can do. So.
Well, you know, that to me is very, very forward acting, because I saw something on the television the other day of a thing called the Mirror. Mm-hmm. You know, and you have this Peloton, people ride the Peloton and they look at the screen and the Peloton chick or the Peloton guy is spurring them on. Well, there's a thing now called the Mirror that you set up like a door, like a mirror on the back of your door, and it projects someone leading you through a workout.
Do they yell at you?
Yeah. Oh, I say, well, or whatever they do, they talk to you.
They motivate you.
They motivate you.
They motivate you.
So you're ahead of national marketing here.
Well, I don't know, but we really care about the people that come to our facility, and we miss them, they miss us, so this is our opportunity to stay connected with them and hope that we can give them something positive to do at home. I know, you know, especially with children at home, it's like, oh my gosh, my 2,000 square foot house is feeling a lot smaller lately.
Small, yeah.
So,
well, you know, I think that churches are doing a lot of this. They're having video streaming church services. I think that there will be a lot of people, older people, after this is over with, this crisis we're in, who will have learned a whole lot about social media and the technology of the times.
You're true.
And so you know, this will be things that you'll probably, even when this is over, we'll continue to do for homebound folks and
that's
people.
True. That's a good point, because there are many homebound people, or even say an assisted living could be streaming it. Could be streaming it for their residents.
Just because there's not a trail or a sidewalk or a pathway across a beautiful piece of green grass doesn't mean your kids can't get out there and run on that green grass and enjoy that space. There's plenty of space
for
people to be safe.
And we were just sort of proud proud. We had gotten a forestry grant last year that we planted, I don't know, it's probably 100 and some odd trees. A lot of it along our greenway. And those cherry trees, I was kidding somebody, we're going to be like Washington, D.C. here in a couple years. Our cherry trees are blooming. And we have so many different, and they're small, but they're blooming. And so it's cool to be able to walk along the river and take an opportunity. But I just went to Short Springs Sunday. Great resource between Manchester and Tullahoma that you can walk, nice trails, and you can keep that distance. You're not going to be on top of people. So do encourage people to be active.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her. And now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1905 at 85 degrees. The record low was in 1924 at 21 degrees. Average high on this day is 66, and the average low is 42. Mostly clear weather in the forecast for tonight with a low of 40. Partly cloudy weather expected on Friday with a high of 70 and a low of 45. And on Saturday, partly cloudy weather continues in the forecast with a high of 73 and a low of 51. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.